These four people almost learnt firsthand why bears are not to be messed with, and you might not like what you are about to see. Ready to spend some time with nature, a group of tourists at the Glacier National Park in Montana came dangerously close to a mighty grizzly bear. Instead of minding their own business like the bear was trying to do, curiosity got the better of some tourists as they attempted to move closer to the bear and get some pictures of the majestic animal for their socials or memories' sake. But why would you want to get a closer look at something that can end your life in one attack? Seeing all the attention he was getting, and probably wanting some more, the beast begins to run towards the tourists, leaving them slightly agitated and more than ready to get as far away from it as they can. Thankfully, the park ranger present steps in to take control of the situation. She starts yelling at the bear, ordering it to get away from the crowd. Not ready to cause any more trouble, the beast decides to mind its own business and search for its food elsewhere. Hopefully, they realize how lucky they were that the grizzly wasn't all that interested in them. They should be thankful that they went so close and came out of it in one piece. But if they are not, the next guy certainly is. YouTuber Vahid Kulsberg and his husky were preparing for a great night outdoors on top of a mountain in Swedish Lapland, and had the scare of their lives when they suddenly encountered a bear. At the start of the video, Vahid was sitting right on top of the mountain, enjoying the stunning views in front of him, when his husky Riley noticed something moving among the trees below. Vahid quickly stood up and got in action, putting a leash on Riley to stop her from running after the creature, and started looking around curious about what had excited Riley so much. And that was when he saw it. A bear. He tries to catch clips of the bear with no luck, and when he finally gets it, the young and curious bear was already moving closer to the mountain where Vahid and his husky hoped to spend the night. Hopefully, Mama Bear wasn't tagging along hidden somewhere. Trying to scare it off, Vahid makes a couple of noises, but it doesn't seem to have the effect he wanted. Now more curious than ever, the young bear continued approaching the mountain, eventually reaching the bottom of the mountain. Failing to understand the action of Vahid, the bear continues to come even closer, but the YouTuber wasn't going to let it have his way. None of the rocks met the target, but this time around, it got the message across, leaving Vahid and Riley safe and sound. What would you have done if you were Vahid? Would you have enough courage to stand up to a bear like that? If Vahid's actions were courageous, this man's actions were a sheer feat of bravery and then some. While taking in the wonders of nature on the peaceful hike at Kings Canyon National Park, a YouTuber came across a very menacing bear that wasn't particularly happy to see him too. After arriving at the scene, the Norwegian explorer spotted a bear right behind a rock, watching a couple pack up their camping gear, unaware of the deadly beast watching their every move. The bear didn't seem like it had any intention of attacking the bear and probably came around after smelling the delicious food they brought for the trip, but who knows? The YouTuber tries to draw the attention of the bear and alert the couple of its presence by repeatedly shouting at the bear to go away. No one likes being shouted out, especially when scouting your potential meal, so you can expect that the bear wasn't too pleased with the hiker's interference. The bear attempts a bluff charge to scare the hiker away, but due to his courage, stupidity, or a little bit of both, the man doesn't seem to take the hint and continues to be a much-needed nuisance. Despite his shouts, the beast doesn't seem interested in wandering off. There's probably something around the couple that has got the hungry beast curious and excited. Eager to scare the hiker off, the bear attempts another bluff charge. But no, it still doesn't work. The YouTuber was prepared to stand his ground in this intense standoff. Realizing that it would take a group effort to scare off the beast, both the hiker and one of the campers begin to make incoherent noises, hoping that the bear will finally lose interest and go away. This time around, their actions pay off, as the bear quickly runs away into the woods, leaving the men frightened but thankful. If you are willing to enter bear territory, then you must be prepared for whatever comes your way. While mountain biking in Jasper, Alberta, his fun got rudely cut short by a bear that couldn't care less. Seeing the bear charging at him, he quickly takes a different route, moving as far away from the beast as possible. Terrified after seeing the bear, the YouTuber becomes more observant of his environment, and later rejoins his cousin as they both stand guard for the bear. The video ends abruptly, but legend has it that he is still standing next to his bike waiting for the bear to leave.